Hello everyone. In the previous video, we have discussed about major losses. Darcy-Weisbach and Chase's equation, the derivation we have derived, and we had solved some numericals. So now we can discuss about minor loss. So as already we have discussed, so minor loss is due to sudden enlargement in the pipe, sudden contraction in the pipe, due to pipe fittings, or due to bending in the pipe, right? At the entrance of the pipe there'll be some losses, at the exit of the pipe there'll be some losses. So this all comes under minor losses. So related to minor losses, we can solve some numericals. So coming to first numerical, find the loss of head. Find the loss of head when a pipe of diameter 200 mm is suddenly enlarged to a diameter of 400 mm. So diameter is getting increased from 200 mm to 400 mm. There is sudden enlargement, right? D1 is equal to 200 mm and D2 is equal to 400 mm, right? So the rate of flow of water through the pipe is 250 liter per second. Rate of flow of water in the sense discharge. So discharge of water they are given. So that is 250 liter per second. So liter has to be converted to meter cube. So 1 liter is 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube. So it has become 250 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube per second. So by making use of this, you need to calculate the loss of head. So loss of head here is HE because there is an enlargement of the pipe, right? The fluid is entering from smaller pipe to larger pipe. So head loss due to enlargement is denoted by HE. So you need to calculate the value of HE. So to calculate the value of HE, we have the formula HE is equal to V1 minus V2 whole square divided by 2G, right? So in this, you need to calculate what is V1, what is V2. You need to substitute the value of G to get the value of HE. So how do you get the value of V1 and V2? Which data can be used? So we can make use of discharge data. So because we know, so Q is equal to A1 V1 or Q is equal to A2 V2 from contained equation, right? So our V1 is equal to Q by A1, our V2 is equal to Q by A2, all right? So V1 is equal to Q, discharge value you have A1. A1 is the cross sectional area of the first pipe. So that is pi d1 square divided by 4. So d1 they have given 200 mm. It has to be converted to meters. So that's why it has become 200 into 10 raised to minus 3. Alright. So pi d square divided by 4 if you do, you'll get the value of V1. Similarly, so V2 is equal to Q by A2. So Q value you have, alright, and A2 is the cross sectional area of the second pipe. So that is pi d2 square divided by 4. Again, d2 they have given 400 millimeter. So millimeter has to be converted to meter. So that's why they have multiplied with 10 raised to minus 3. So pi d square divided by 4 if you do, you'll get the value of V2. So once you get the value of V1 and V2, you can substitute in HE formula. So HE is equal to V1 minus V2 whole square divided by 2 into G. G is gravity constant. So that is 9.81. So if you substitute, you'll get the value of HE, that is 1.816 meters of water, right? Yeah, that is what is supposed to be calculated, the value of HE. So we can go to next numerical. The rate of flow of water through a horizontal pipe is 0.25 meter cube per second. The rate of flow of water in the sense discharge, the value of Q they have given, right? Discharge is equal to 0.25 meter cube per second. The diameter of the pipe, which is 200 mm, is suddenly enlarged to 400 mm. Here also there is sudden enlargement from 200 millimeter to 400 millimeter. So D1 is equal to 200 millimeter and D2 is equal to 400 millimeter. The pressure intensity in the pipe is 11.772 Newton per centimeter square. The pressure intensity in the sense P, right? So pressure intensity they have given the value of P1, right, pressure intensity in the smaller pipe. So here there's supposed to be smaller pipe. The pressure intensity in the smaller pipe. So smaller pipe in the sense the first pipe. So that is P1. So 11.772 Newton per centimeter square. So determine the loss of height due to sudden enlargement. So what is the value of He? You need to calculate. And pressure intensity in the large pipe. So what is the value of P2? Because that is the second pipe. Larger pipe is the second pipe. So the value of P2 you will have to calculate. And also power loss due to enlargement. What is the loss of power takes place when the fluid enters from smaller pipe to larger pipe? So that one also you need to calculate. So by making use of these data, you'll have to calculate He, P2 and power loss. Okay. So to calculate He, so again we have sudden enlargement formula. He is equal to V1 minus V2 whole square divided by 2G. And also they have given the value of discharge Q. So that is 0.25 meter cube per second. So we can make use of continuity equation formula. Q is equal to A1 V1 or Q is equal to A2 V2 or V1 is equal to Q by A1 or V2 is equal to Q by A2. Right? You have the value of Q. So A1 is pi D1 square divided by 4. You have the value of diameter. You can substitute. Right? Similarly, so V2 also can be calculated. Q by A2. Q divided by A2. A2 is pi D2 square divided by 4. So D2 value also they have given 400 millimeter. 400 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter. If you substitute, you'll get the value of V2 and V1. So once you get the value of V1 and V2, you can substitute in He formula. You'll get the value of He. So that is 1.816 meter. Okay, so that is the first condition. So they have asked you to calculate the value of loss of height due to sudden enlargement. So He, right? So second thing, you need to calculate the pressure intensity in the large pipe. The value of P2 you need to calculate. To calculate the value of P2, so what do you need to do? You need to apply the Bernoulli's equation, because Bernoulli's equation only you have P2 term. Alright. So if you apply Bernoulli's equation between section 1 and 2, so that is P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 plus He, head loss due to enlargement. All right. So in this, since the pipe is horizontal, Z1 and Z2 get cancelled. All right. The data height remains same at both the sections. So Z1 and Z2 gets cancelled. All right. So since you have to calculate P2, so keep P2 term one side. You can move all of the term other side. You can do the simplification in the formula first. So that is P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g minus V2 square by 2g minus He. All right. So P1 value they have given 11.772. All right. No, into 10 raised to 4 because so P1, so they have given as 11.772 Newton per centimeter square. So centimeter has to be converted to meter. Alright. So divided by 10 raised to minus 4. Or if it goes upside, it becomes 10 raised to 4. That's why they have multiplied with 10 raised to 4 here. 11.772 into 10 raised to 4 divided by rho. Density of water is 1000. G is 9.81. Right. So and the value of V1 already have calculated by making use of continuity equation or discharge formula. Q is equal to A1 V1. So that one you can substitute. 2 into G. G is 9.81 minus V2 also you have calculated by using discharge formula. So that one you can substitute. And G is 9.81 minus He. He also you have calculated in the first condition. So you'll get the value of P2 by rho G. But they have asked you to calculate P2 alone. So P2 is equal to, I mean, rho g, if you move right side, rho, the value of density is 1000, density of water is 1000, and G is 9.81. If you do, you'll get the value of P2. So P2 is 12.96 Newton per centimeter square. Okay, so that is the second condition. So in the first condition, we have calculated the value of He. Second condition, we have calculated the value of P2, pressure intensity at larger pipe. In the third condition, we can calculate the value of power lost. Okay. So what is power lost when the fluid enters from smaller pipe to larger pipe? We have power is force into displacement. Right. Rate of work done is called as power. All right. So force into velocity. All right. Gives you the power. All right. So force into velocity. So force is the pressure force. So that's why pressure into area, because pressure is equal to force by area. Force is equal to pressure into area into velocity. So we know pressure is equal to rho gh. All right. So into area into velocity can be written as discharge. So in this, you know the value of rho. Rho is 1000. Q discharge already have calculated. I mean, in the numerical only, they have given 0.25 meter cube per second. The value of G is 9.81, and the value of H also you have calculated 1.816. That one you can substitute. So finally, you will get the value of power lost. That is 4453 watts. So or 4.453 kilowatt. Okay. So that is what they have asked you to calculate. So like this, there are a few numericals. So I think next numerical we can discuss about HGL and TEL. I think before HGL and TEL, there is one more important type of numerical we can discuss. Yeah, this. Yeah. So they have given the diagram in the figure below. When a sudden contraction is introduced in a horizontal pipeline. So in the previous numerical, we had discussed about sudden enlargement. In this, we can discuss about sudden contraction. Okay. So there is a sudden contraction in a horizontal pipeline from 50 centimeter to 25 centimeter. So you can see here, the 50 centimeter pipe. So from 50 centimeter, the fluid is entering to 25 centimeter pipe. So the diameter of the pipe is getting reduced. So D1 is 50 centimeter, D2 is 25 centimeter. The pressure changes from 10,500 kg per meter square to 6,900 kg per meter square. So the value of P1 and P2 they are given. All right. So P1 is 10,500 kg per meter square. All right. So and P2 is 6,900 kg per meter square. All right. Yeah. So, but kg has to be converted to Newton. You need to multiply with 9.81 gravity, right? So, our 6,900 into 10 raised to, sorry, into 9.81 kg to Newton has to be converted, all right? So, the value of P1 and P2 you can write here in the given data. So, calculate the rate of flow. So, when the fluid enters from bigger pipe to smaller pipe, so they have given the pressure values also. By making use of that data, you need to calculate the value of rate of flow, in the sense discharge. So assume coefficient of contraction is 0.65. So the value of CC, coefficient of contraction, they have given 0.65. So this is first case. In the second case, following this, if there is sudden enlargement from 25 centimeter to 50 centimeter, in the second case, there is sudden enlargement. The pipe is getting enlarged from 25 centimeter to 50 centimeter. And if the pressure at the 25 centimeter section is 6,900 kg per meter square, in the sense P3, if you take that as section 3, right, at the end of the second pipe is, I mean, after sudden enlargement, if you take the section as 4, then the value of P3 they are given 6,900. So again, kg to Newton, you can convert into 9.81 you need to do. So what is the pressure at section 50 centimeter enlarged section? What is the pressure at 50 centimeter enlarged section? And this is the value of P4 you need to calculate. What is the value of P4? In the first condition, you need to calculate the value of Q. In the second condition, you need to calculate the value of P4, the pressure at enlarged section, right? So first let us calculate the value of Q. So we know the formula to calculate Q. Either we can make use of A1 V1 or A2 V2. Q is equal to A1 V1 or A2 V2. So here they have used A2 V2. So A2 is pi d2 square divided by 4, the cross sectional area at section 2. Since you know the diameter, so that is 25 centimeter diameter at section 2, right? You can do pi d2 square divided by 4, right? You'll get the value of V2. Then how do you get the value of V2? To calculate V2, since velocity at 2 they have not given, and also discharge is unknown. So if you know the discharge value, then you can make use of Q is equal to A to V2, and V2 is equal to Q by A2. You can easily calculate V2, right? So here discharge is also unknown, V2 is also unknown. So that's why what you need to do, you need to apply the Bernoulli's equation. By making use of Bernoulli's equation only, you can calculate the value of V2, right, or V1. So according to Bernoulli's equation, if you apply between section 1 and 2, so we can write the equation as P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 plus, so there is a contraction from bigger diameter pipe to smaller diameter, the fluid is flowing. So that's why there will be head loss due to contraction. HC should be considered. Alright. So in this again, pipe is horizontal, so Z1 and Z2 gets cancelled. Right. The value of P1 they have given, you can substitute. So rho is 1000, water is flowing, density of water is 1000, G is 9.81. You can calculate. Alright. So but V1 and V2 is unknown. Right. You can write as it is. And the value of P2 they have given, right, 6900 kg per meter square, kg to Newton they have converted by multiplying with 9.81, right? So P2 by rho g, rho is 1000, g is 9.81, P2 you can substitute. And HC, so we have HC formula also for contraction, right? So according to HC formula, so HC is equal to V2 square divided by 2g into 1 by Cc minus 1 whole square. So this is the formula for contraction, right? So we can make use of this formula in this in the numerical they have mentioned the value of Cc, that is 0.65. You can see, so they have mentioned the value of coefficient of contraction Cc 0.65. So that one you can substitute. So if you simplify, you'll get the value of Hc. Hc is equal to 0.2899 V2 square by 2g. So that one you can write here. In place of Hc, you can write 0.299 V2 square by 2g. So in Hc we have V2 term. Here there is V2 term, but here there is V1 term. Alright. So this V1 has to be converted to V2. So that everywhere there will be V2, then easily you can calculate V2. Alright. So how do you convert V1 into V2? We can make use of continuity equation. Alright. So according to continuity equation, so we have A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. So V1 is equal to A2 V2 divided by A1. Right. So other terms you can move right side. So A2 V2 divided by A1. So A2 is pi d2 square divided by 4. A1 is pi d1 square divided by 4 into V2. So pi by 4 get cancelled. The remaining will be d2 square, d2 by d1 whole square into V2. You know the value of d2 and d1. If you substitute V1, you'll get in terms of V2. So V1 is 0.25 V2. Right, V1 we are getting in terms of V2. So once V1 is converted into V2, everywhere in the Bernoulli's equation, everywhere you can find V2 term only, right? So in place of V1, substitute 0.25 V2. I mean V1 square is there, you can do square. right? So everywhere there will be V2 now. So you can see here. So P1 by rho G, right? You have P1 value, rho is 1000, G is 9.81. So in place of V1, so V2 by 4 or zero point 0.5 V2 square. Right? Yeah, zero point 0.5 V2 square. Okay, divided by 2G you can do. So P2 they have given rho G, you know, right? So V2 is unknown, keep as it is 2G plus HC is 0.2899 V2 square is there, right? So that one you can keep. And finally, V2 term can be taken out. So V2 term can be taken common, and later if you do the square root of this, you'll get the value of V2. So V2 is equal to 7.586 meter per second. So once you get the value of V2, you can substitute in discharge formula. Q is equal to A2 V2. So A2 is pi d2 squared divided by 4 and V2 is 7.586. If you substitute, you'll get the value of Q. Discharge is 0.3723 meter cube per second. Okay. So this method can be used if you don't know the value of velocity and also discharge. If you know the value of discharge, easily you can calculate the velocities, either V1 or V2. All right. Yeah, so that is the first condition. So in the second condition, they've asked you to calculate the value of P4, right? So to calculate the value of P4, we can apply Bernoulli's equation between section 3 and 4, right? Yeah. So apply the Bernoulli's equation between section 3 and 4. So if you apply the Bernoulli's equation at section 3, so it becomes P3 by rho G plus V3 square by 2G plus Z3 is equal to V4 by rho G plus V4 square by 2G plus Z4, plus you need to consider the loss. So that loss is due to enlargement. So fluid is entering from smaller pipe to larger pipe. So it becomes HE, right? So you know the value of P3, right? P3 is 6,900 kg per meter square. They are given. So kg has to be converted to Newton by multiplying with 9.81. All right. So that P3 value you can substitute, rho is 1000, G is 9.81. And V3, what is V3? So in the diagram, you can see in the diagram, the third cross section is equal to second cross section. I mean, diameter of third pipe is equal to diameter of second pipe. If diameter remains same, then obviously velocity remains same. If the fluid passes through the same diameter, then obviously velocity remains same. Can we take V2 is equal to V3? Since already have calculated V2, so the same can be taken as V3. V2 is equal to V3, and you can substitute here. In place of V3, you can substitute V2, right? So divided by 2 into G is 9.81, right? So again Z3 and Z4 get cancelled because the pipe is horizontal. So P4 you'll have to calculate, keep one side, okay? And rho is 1000, G is 9.81. So in the same way, what is V4? What is V4? Yeah, in the diagram you can see the diameter of first pipe and diameter of fourth pipe is same. Both are 50 centimeter. So if diameter remains same, cross-sectional area remains same, then velocity also remains same. Velocity will be same. Can we write V1 is equal to V4? Yes. So V1 is equal to V4. In place of V4, you can calculate V1. But what is V1? V1 is 0.25 V2. So V2 already have calculated. Alright. So 0.25 into V2 if you do, you'll get the value of V1. Alright. So that V1 you can substitute in place of V4. Right. So V1 is equal to V4 divided by 2 into G plus, yeah, head loss due to sudden enlargement. So we have the formula for sudden enlargement, right? V1 minus V2 whole square by, sorry, V3 minus V4, because section is between 3 and 4. So V3 minus V4 whole square divided by 2G, right? So we have V3. So V2 is equal to V3 and V1 is equal to V4. So that value you can substitute 2 into G. G is 9.81. If you substitute, you'll get the value of HE, 1.65 meter. So that HE you can substitute here. And only the unknown thing will be P4. At the end, you can calculate the value of P4. Right? So here they have got P4 is 78480 Newton per meter square. Alright? Yeah. So or in kg per meter square. So 8000 kg per meter square. So that is what they have asked you to calculate. This is also one of the important type. You can go through it. And next we can discuss about HGL and TEL, hydraulic gradient line and total energy line. Yeah. So determine the rate of flow of water through a pipe of diameter 20 centimeter and length 50 centimeter, with one end of the pipe is connected to the tank and other end of the pipe is open to atmosphere. So there is a tank here. You can see there is a tank. So for this tank, a circular pipe is attached. A circular pipe is attached, right, which has got 20 centimeter diameter and 50-meter length. So one end of the pipe is connected to tank and other end is open to atmosphere. All right, so that is what they have given. The pipe is horizontal and the height of water in the tank is 4 meter above the center of the pipe. You can see from the center of the pipe, the height is 4 meter. The height of water in the tank is 4 meter from the center of the pipe. All right, so you can take it as 4 meter. The pipe is horizontal and the height of water is 4 meter that given. Consider all minor losses. So you can consider all the minor losses. So what are the losses which occurs? So you can consider and take F. F is coefficient of friction is equal to 0.009 in the formula. HF is equal to 4 FLE square by 2 GD. Right? So this is Darcy-Weisbach formula. In this formula, F value they have given. So and also draw HGL and TL. So hydraulic gradient line and total energy line you need to draw. All right. So now first you need to calculate the rate of flow. All right, by making use of this data. So Q is equal to either A1 V1 or A2 V2. Right at the end, I mean this discharge formula is Q is equal to, since we have only one pipe here, they have taken A into V. So discharge is equal to area into velocity. If there are more than one pipe, then you can take it as A1 V1 or A2 V2. Okay. So area of the pipe, area is pi d squared divided by 4, right? So that one you can substitute. And velocity. So to calculate velocity, you can apply the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, since discharge is unknown, as I said, if there is no discharge value, then to calculate velocity, you can apply the Bernoulli's equation. So Bernoulli's equation they have applied between section 1 and 2. Right, so here you can see this is section 1, this is section 2. All right, so Bernoulli's equation is P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g plus Z1 plus, is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g plus Z2 plus all losses. So what are the losses? Yeah, you need to consider the losses. About losses we can discuss. Yeah, first we can discuss like what is P1 by rho g. P1 by rho g they have considered as 0 because in the diagram you can see, so before water starts flowing, the pressure which is acting at section 1 is atmospheric pressure, because the upper layer of water is exposed to atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure is acting. Even at section 2 also, before the starting of flow of water, at section 2, atmospheric pressure is acting. So P1 by rho g and P2 by rho g, the pressure heads at section 1 and 2 remain same, both get cancelled. You're getting right? So at section 1, atmospheric pressure is acting. At section 2 is also atmospheric pressure is acting. So that's why P1 by rho g and P2 by rho g gets cancelled. That's why they have taken 0 at both P1 by rho g place and P2 by rho g place. right? So now, so V1 square by 2G also they have written 0. Why? Because, so V1 in the sense section 1 is that the tank, the water level decreases when water starts flowing. Water level decreases very slowly because the area of the tank is very big. The area of the tank is very big, so that the reduction in the water, and the water level decreases in the tank very slowly. So velocity through the tank is negligible, almost negligible in comparison with the velocity of water through the pipe. Okay, that's why V1 has become 0. But V2, section 2 is at the pipe only. At the end of the pipe that we have taken section 2. So, so velocity through section 2 has to be considered because water flows faster through pipe in comparison with the tank. So V1 becomes 0, V2 has to be considered. So that's why here you can see V1 square by 0, V1 square by 2G is 0, and V2 square by 2G they have considered, right? So P1 by rho G plus V1 square by 2G plus Z1. So what is the height? It's section 1. So Z1 is 4 meter they are given. So you can substitute here. So Z1 is equal to 4 meter. Alright. So and you need to consider all the losses. What is the losses? What are the losses? The fluid is entering to pipe. At the entrance there will be one loss. Alright. So that is called as HI, head loss at the inlet. So after entering the fluid passes through the pipe. So there will be friction. The fluid passes through the pipe, there will be friction loss. So HF, you need to consider HF, head loss due to friction. Head loss at the entrance of the pipe and head loss due to friction. Both has to be considered. That's why they have considered HI and HF. Alright. So now in this, if you simplify, I mean, in place of HI and HF, you can write that formula. HI is 0.5 V2 square by 2G, but V2 is equal to V. You can see here. So section 2 is at the end of the pipe. So pipe velocity is considered as V. Alright, pipe velocity we have considered as V1. Alright, so velocity through the pipe is V, diameter of the pipe is D, length of the pipe is L we have considered. So can we write V is equal to V2? Right. So because the section 2 is at the end of the pipe only, velocity through pipe is considered as V, we can write V2 is equal to V. So here V2 has become V, 0.5 V square by 2G. In the same way for HF we have a formula 4FL V square by 2GD. Velocity they are considered V only. So if you substitute in that equation, so in the above equation, this equation, equation 2, so it becomes 4 is equal to V square by 2G plus 0.5 V square by 2G plus 4FL square by 2GD. In this, V square by 2G they have taken common. So all other terms, you know the value of E of D, everything. If you substitute, you'll get the value of V. Once you know the value of V, you can calculate the value of discharge. Discharge is area into velocity. So Q is equal to area into velocity. And Q is equal to 0.8589 meter cube per second. Alright. So this is one part. In one more part, they have asked you to calculate to draw the TEL and HGL line, total energy line and hydraulic gradient line you need to draw. So to draw the hydraulic gradient line and total energy line, again you need to redraw the tank and the pipe. Okay. So you need to consider total energy. First you can draw total energy line. So total energy in the sense you need to consider all three heads: pressure head, kinetic head, and potential head. What is pressure head? Pressure head is P by rho G, right? Plus kinetic head is V square by 2G. Plus potential head is Z. Am I right? So, but P by rho G is 0. So, as already we have discussed, you can see here. So, P by rho G is 0 because that is exposed to atmosphere. All right. And V square by 2G is also 0. I mean, V1 square by 2G at section 1 is also 0 plus 4, right? So 4 is there. I mean at section 1, I mean at this section, this is section 1, right? This is section 1. So at this point, yeah. So at this point, if you here they have denoted this point with D. At this point, so total head is 4 meter. So that means from the center of the pipe, from the center of the pipe, the total height is 4 meter. So head, total head, or total energy at point D. This one they are considered as D. At point D, total head is 4 meter. So from the center of the pipe, you need to measure 4 meter and you need to mark as D. Okay, or any notations you can write. You can write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever. All right. So now you need to consider the losses. What is the first loss? Fluid is entering to pipe from tank. From tank, the fluid is entering to pipe. So while entering, there will be a loss. So what is that loss called as? Head loss at the inlet, HI. So when the fluid enters from tank to pipe, there will be head loss, HI. So head loss at the inlet. Okay. So due to that head loss from the total loss, that head loss, I mean the total head reduces because of that HI. Alright. So you need to calculate the value of HI now. So what is the value of HI? What is the value of HI? So HI is equal to 0.5 V square by 2G. Since already you have calculated V, so you can calculate the value of HI. So HI here is 0.19. In the same way, you can calculate HF also. So 4 FLU square by 2GD. Since you have calculated V, right? So you'll get the value of HF, that is 3.428 meter. So first let us consider HI. So HI, so as I said, so the fluid is entering to pipe. So here there is head loss at the inlet HI. So what is the value of HI? That is 0.19 meter. So from total head from 4 meter, so you need to subtract 0.19 meter, or straight away you can measure from point B, straight away you can measure 0.19 meter and you can mark it as E, and you can join D to E. So D to E, you're getting right. So initially you can mark D at 4 meter. Later you need to find HI. So HI is at the entrance. Straight to this, you can mark point E. Alright. So how do you mark point E? From D, you need to measure the height. You need to measure the height 0.19 meter HI. Okay. Or 4 minus 0.19. 4 minus 0.19. So that means from here to here. From here to here, 4 minus 0.19. So this is 4 minus 0.19. If you do, how much you are getting? So that much supposed to be from center of the pipe. Or from the top you are measuring directly, you can measure 0.19 meter. Right? So D to E is 0.19 meter. So to avoid the confusion, so first you can mark D. From D, straight away you can measure HI. All right, and you can mark as point E. So and you can join D to E. All right. So after HI, what is the next loss? The next loss is head loss due to friction. Right. So next loss is head loss due to friction. So at the end of the pipe, you need to consider the friction loss, because throughout the length of the pipe there will be friction. So at the end of the pipe, you need to consider the head loss due to friction, HF. So straight to this, you need to mark point, next point means F. At what height you need to mark? So from E, you can measure the value of HF. So before that, you need to calculate the value of HF. So already you have calculated that is 3.428 meter. Right? From E, you can measure the height of 3.428 meter and you can mark point F straight to the end of the pipe. At the end of the pipe, straight to end of the pipe, you can mark point F. So that's supposed to be at a height of 3.428 meter. Okay. So then you can join E to F. E to F. So D to E, E to F gives you total energy line. Total energy line. So that means due to losses, the head is getting reduced from 4 meter. The due to HI, head is getting reduced from 4 meter to 4 minus 0.19 meter. It reduces due to friction. Due to head loss due to friction, from 4 meter the head reduces to 4 minus 3.428, that is 0.38 meter. Head reduces to 0.38 meter. 4 minus 3.428, that is 0.38 meter. You're getting right? So that line is called as total energy line. And drawing HGL, hydraulic gradient line, is very, very simple. Okay. So straight to, parallel to total energy line, you can draw HGL line. So G to C. So that is HGL line. HGL line can be drawn parallel to total energy line. All right. But from what height? From here to G, what is the height? At what height you need to draw the parallel line? So that is important. So while considering hydraulic gradient line, you need to subtract the velocity head, because total energy is P by rho g plus V square by 2g plus z. All right. But hydraulic gradient, in hydraulic gradient energy, you no need to consider the velocity head. In the total head, you need to consider only pressure head and potential head. So from the total head, you need to subtract velocity head. So P by rho g plus z only has to be considered. So that's why you need to subtract velocity head. What is total head? Total head is 4 meter. From 4 meter, you need to subtract velocity head v square by 2g. So you need to do 4 minus v square by 2g. V square by 2g. You need to subtract the velocity head. So 4 minus v square. We already have calculated. If you substitute, you will get one value, right? 4 minus v square by 2g. So 3 point something you may get. All right. So that value, that height you need to measure. V to G, that height you need to measure. Okay, 4 minus V2 square by 2G, and you can mark point G. So once you get the point G, so parallel to EF, you can draw a line, okay, till the end of the pipe. So that line is called as HGL, hydraulic gradient line. So I hope I made it clear. Okay, this is how basically total energy and hydraulic gradient line can be drawn. Okay. So while drawing total energy line, you need to consider pressure head, kinetic head, and potential head. While drawing hydraulic gradient line, you need to consider only pressure head and potential head. Okay, and you have to subtract the kinetic head. So I hope you have understood. Thank you.